I'm back in Cambridge just for a few hours. Left on October 11th. October 11th. So that's one thing when you're independent, you gotta run hard during the first few months. And everything looks good. So I slept near Barry in Innisfil. And you see, it works. So the third axle is up. See, there's a space, right? And I didn't even use the highest setting, like, because I have to be you know, low enough, right? You see, I think I'm in position 2, and even in position 2 there's enough, like, the ingenious design. You see how this thing is sloped towards the back, like Fontaine's. You know, I really like Fontaine engineers, because this one is so far, right, from the trailer. You see how they sloped the rear so that it pushes down, which transfers more weight, you know. They didn't give you just a straight frame, because that would be kind of useless. So this stuff really works. So basically running on 3 axles in the back, you know. And now all I gotta do is, when I'm near Michigan, all I gotta do is just push that button over there, that one, and this axle will go down and will be Michigan legal. My beloved Mustang is still here. Hello, baby. Haven't seen you in a month. Jeez. Alright, so the plan now is to go pick up, I got some t-shirts for myself and a baseball hat with my company name. We'll show it in a sec, and I already got a message saying that they arrived in my mailbox. And I gotta do customs, prepare for the border crossing, so 2 hours from here to Blue Water Bridge. And Michigan is running slow with the permits, so my permit company only ordered them this morning, and so not sure when I'm gonna get it. But once I'm done with customs and this kind of things I have to do here, oh, and I gotta drop some money in my Canadian bank account before I leave again for US, and then pick up the t-shirts. I guess a couple of hours and I'll be running again. And I'll just shut down somewhere near the border and wait for the permit. So that's the plan. Didn't find the return load yet, but I feel good. That's a good area, you know, Illinois, near Chicago. It's too bad it's you know, the end of the week, and I don't even know if I'll be able to cross today, because sometimes these permits, you know, takes more than a day. But Michigan, it's, you know, it's a regular route. It's not like I'm going somewhere to Alaska, right? I'm just going from Port Huron towards Chicago, towards Indiana. So this should be easy for them to figure out, but we'll see. All right. Bye-bye, John Deere, you be good, okay? I'll be back soon. Just gonna need to do some stuff. Okay, you need anything? You hungry? You water? No? Alright. See you in a bit. No, I'm not crazy, guys. It's just that, you know, sometimes, you know, it's like a, you know, relationship you get with your load. First you fall in love, you know, you keep looking at it, you know, and because you spend so much time, you know, dealing with it, right? Like securing, putting chains on. So it's like a, but then after a while, because like this one was really difficult. I went through, you know, rush hour traffic near Toronto, through the construction zones. Jeez, and people, you know, like, people are so, I don't know, naive, I would call it. Like, I'm staying in the middle lane, right? Because the lanes are so narrow, and there's concrete blocks, like, you know, like these ones on the side. And I'm staying in the middle lane, and of course, and I'm like, sorry, I just had to listen to this sound. Haven't driven my car in a month. I love it. But anyway, and yeah, so people try to pass you on the right, and not just four-wheelers, you know, which is fine because they're like children, right? They don't know what's good for them, what's bad for them. But you know, big trucks, especially construction trucks, those container trucks that always in a, like, I mean, dump trucks and container trucks that always in a hurry, you know. And this, you know, I have the tires on this thing sticking out. The bucket is sticking out 135 inches wide, and these guys are just, I'm telling you, like, it was really stressful. But I made it. I was just, you know, driving and thinking, okay, I'm gonna hit somebody with the tire, because the tires are, and people don't even look in the mirror, you know. I have my lights on, my flashing lights, right? And I'm thinking, if somebody comes close, so it was like, I'm telling you, it was like a millimeter accurate, like in Russian we call it millimetrovka, you know. Millimetrovщик means that somebody who can steer like really accurately, and that had to be me. Oh, wow, I killed the engine. So yeah, so I had to be very precise and just always watch the tires, and you know, I cannot see the bucket, but I can see the tires on this thing, on the loader, right? And what I'm trying to say is that because of this, and imagine, I only did what, like 3 hours of driving, and so by the end of the trip, I'm gonna hate this machine. So it starts with love, and then and then it ends as hate. But I mean, at first, I love these big, you know, machines. I don't get them that often, right? But you know, for a wheel loader, 75,000 pounds, that's a big machine. And you know what you can do with that one? Like, if you go loose with that loader, you know, you can do so much damage, you know, like you can move, so, you know, dirt. Yeah, I remember once I was delivering at a mine in Northern Ontario, and I had a step deck, and these guys didn't have a ramp. So there was a loader like this over there, probably even bigger, and there was all this product, as they call it, you know, like dirt. Kind of looks like, you know, dirt, but it was something to, you know, it was precious. It was something to do with the mine. They were mining it, right? And so this guy in a loader, it took him like 10 minutes. And he built a ramp out of that dirt, you know. So I was able to back to it, and unload. So I'm just, you know, I always amazed at what these machines can do, you know, like loaders, excavators, big dozers. So anyway, yeah, so now I'm just going to I'm gonna show you my new t-shirts and the baseball hat. I wanted to get a black but for some reason I got them from Vista Print. You know, there's Vista Print US and then there's Vista Print Canada, and they only had the hats in white, but I got a black t-shirt. And what's interesting is that, you know, they always play tricks with you. They say, what kind of shipping do you want? Like 10 days, 5 days, or extra, like, you know, 2 days. And I'm thinking, screw this, I'll just go with the standard shipping, you know, because I didn't know when I will be, you know, passing through Cambridge. And guess what? 2 days later, 2 days after I placed my order, I got an email saying that your order is shipped, and then I checked the tracking number. They sent it via Purelator, which is like, you know, courier here in Canada. And it says delivered. Wait a second. So they give you all these options, you know, and because they wanted to pay more money. So I always choose like the standard one, and quite often, because yeah, this is Vista Print, it's Vista Print Canada, so they're located somewhere right here, you know. And so they delivered much faster than they wanted me to think they would, you know. Well, picked up my mail. Check this out. It's like in a month, and it's all from the government. New York State Department of Taxation. I think these are my new no, over here. No, where's my HUT stickers? Lots of bank statement, and these guys keeps bugging me, like Northway Ford Lincoln. Oh, that's where I bought the Mustang. I think they were at me to give them a review, and I said, I'm sorry, but the girl who sold me the Mustang didn't know how to drive a manual. She didn't give me a tour inside the car like they're supposed to, you know, because I was not familiar with the controls. I never had a Mustang before. But anyway, and they were insisting, oh, just give us a review. All right, Bell, Ministry of Finance. That doesn't look good. Ontario Ministry of Finance. That's something to do with IFTA again, because their quarterly report is coming. And U.S. Department of Transportation, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. 2. Sergei Dratchev, owner. Sergei Dratchev Heavy Haul. Wow, at least I feel important, you know. And here's the box. So, oh, and by the way, yeah, I don't have much time. I thought I would be relaxing here till like afternoon. My permit lady just sent me my Michigan permit. I don't know. So she said yesterday they couldn't do it. The computers were down. So she said, I'll be ordering in the morning. Wow. Alright, so I got this and I got this. Check this out. So that's the hat. You see? But yeah, unfortunately, of course, it's not very practical because it's white. But I'm gonna be driving in it, you know, like not working. Actually, over here it's kind of like, you see this color? Like a sand. But over here it's white. So, but I got 2 of these. And then I got, oh wait, did they spell it? Yeah, and it's stitched, you know, it's like, looks very nice, black on white. And then I just got a few basic t-shirts. Wow, where's the opening? So now I feel like a real trucker. Check this out. So on the front, it's the name of the lucky owner, Sergei, the owner, in case you have any doubts. Not owner, but the owner. And the owner of what? Sergei Dratchev Heavy Haul. Yeah, they spelled everything correctly. Wow. and I put my phone number and my my email address, just to maybe attract some business, you know. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready. All right, so now all I got, since I have my permit, I just need to print it out, and most importantly now I'll just head over to Starbucks over there and do customs. I gotta do my e-manifest online, and then I already put the sticker on the customs invoice for the broker. I know who the broker is, I have their phone number, so now I just need to call them, find out what the email address is. I'm boycotting fax services. It should be ridiculous in 21st century to use fax. And then I'm just gonna scan my bill of lading and customs invoice with my sticker, send it to the broker, and then I can head back to the truck and start driving. So it's 2 hours to the border. So by the time I'm there, they'll definitely, it'll definitely be done. And the only thing now I just remembered is that the Blue Water Bridge in Port Huron, they charge you a fee when you have an oversized load, right? I think last time it was $250, and now I cannot blame it on anybody, you know, like I was fighting with this previous company, right? Like, why do I have to pay? It's your load. It's the fee for the load, not for the truck, right? So now there's nothing for me, nobody for me to blame. I gotta pay it, you know, I gotta pay it, and for me now it's just an expense. I'm not gonna be refunded on that one. But if there is an HST, if there is a sales tax in there inside that $250 Canadian, then I'll get it back, you know. I'll just claim it in my monthly filings that I do to the government. And I'm always surprised that in the States you guys don't have it, right? So in Canada, I mentioned this before, but in Canada, wherever you buy something for your business, like in my case for the truck, like you do repairs, you buy fuel, or you know, you pay like a toll, if there is a 13% tax in there, I get it back. You know, not like a expense at the end of the year. No, nothing like that. It's a straight refund. I just need to do, some guys do it once a year, like they do the filing. It's like a tax return, only you show like I collected 0 HST because, you know, I'm not a retail store. So in my case, it's always a refund. I always pay more, much, of course, more than I receive, because I don't receive any sales tax. Like I said, I'm not a retail store where I have to charge people sales tax, right? So I only spend, and whenever that's a legitimate business expense, trucking, repairs, fuel, tolls, permits, licensing, I get it back, you know. So it's always like a, you know, it's a good money every month. So I do it every month. I don't want to wait a year. And a friend of mine was also Canadian, was surprised like by how much money I'm getting back, but it's because I'm leasing my truck and trailer. It's a capital lease. I own them at the end, right? But it's leasing, and there's a chunk of sales tax inside the lease, you know, that I can claim every month. Like truck, trailer, flip axle, they all have that 13% thing inside, you know. And that's what to me was unbelievable, that they don't offer this in the States, you know. So yeah, in Canada everything is more expensive, right? But we have free healthcare, and then we have this sales tax situation that you guys don't have in the States, you know. Anyway, let's get going. Let's do the customs and start trucking towards the border. Okay, moving out. Mustang and into the Mac. All right, what we're doing is pretty much leaving. Oops, sorry. Leaving Cambridge on the way to So I got my camera, get my coffee. Jacket over here. I'm only carrying work clothes over there. Let's go quickly check the chains. All right, fifth wheel locked, gooseneck locked. Flags. Good. Two in the back. Oh, yeah. Bucket. Good. Lights. Yeah. Flag. Check. On the widest point. Boards, good. Yeah, this is okay. Flag. All right, so we still have that one on the top. No flat tires. Check is complete. Captain Sergei is ready to proceed. Flags, plate, cool. So this is my new look. Of course this white is kind of stupid, you know, you cannot use it for work. It's but you know, I can kind of like show off when driving, and also this is gonna be my border crossing hat. You know, the guy will be, what is that? Sergei Dratchev. Jeez, how do you spell that? And that's it. Sorry, Mustang, I gotta go. I have places to visit, people to see. I don't want to be close to that tree, you know. There's stuff lying down, you know. All right, I'm all ready. The guy in Michigan stopped me, almost gave me a ticket. He was chasing me and then pulls me into the scale. I'm talking about the Volvo. When I was going towards the Volvo, when I had maybe 25 miles to go, and the guy was sitting, the OT cop was sitting in the middle on what was it, I-75, and I see he goes after me, right? I watch my speed, everything is by the book, and I see he just falls behind me, you know, and sits there, you know. Very unsafe driving. No, seriously, he was too close, you know, because he was kind of like hiding, you know. And I knew what he was doing. He was just waiting, because I was oversized. He was just waiting for a spot to pull me over. And then like 3 or 4 miles down the road, there was a scale, and they open it, they send me into the parking, and the guy says basically my oversized load sign, the sign in the back of the trailer, was hard to see because it was dirty. But, you know, I said, while you're doing your, you know, your inspection, like your paperwork, can I just clean the sign? He says, yeah, go ahead. So while he was doing the paperwork, I just cleaned the sign, and then he just gave me a no violation, you know, sheet that I still had to sign and email to Michigan DOT. But nice guy, except that he probably just started recently, because he asked me for my permit, my Michigan permit, and I gave him my permit, which has 3 pages, right? And imagine my surprise where he says, well, this is just for your load. Where's the permit for your truck and trailer? I thought he was pulling my leg, you know. I said, and the guy is like not like 20-year-old kid. He's like, I don't know, 38, 40 years old, you know. So he wanted me to produce 3 permits, you know. And I said, excuse me, sir, can I just grab the permit? And so I took it from his hand, and I showed him on the front page. It says truck, you know, 2015 Mack license plate, trailer 2017 Fontaine license plate, load Volvo excavator. And I said, that's how it's always been done, like this. There's never a separate permit for each vehicle, like load, truck, trailer. I said, oh, okay, I guess they're saving paper. Jeez. And of course, you know, you cannot make fun of them, right? You cannot joke, because it's he'll give you a ticket, right? It's always up to the cop how he sees the rules. So you have to follow basically his lead, right? And then you'll fight that ticket. So what I learned is basically, you know, keep my mouth shut and just yes sir, no sir. You know, I do not volunteer any information, no humor, no sarcasm. The guy says, I want 3 permits instead of 1. I calmly explain, you know, with full respect, that no, it's always like this, you know, but never joke and never try to be sarcastic, you know, because somebody could have done, oh geez, are you kidding me, right? How long have you been a cop? And then of course you'll be in trouble, you know. He'll give you, because if he does not give you a ticket for that, right, okay, he agrees with you, but you made him feel bad, he'll find something else, you know, if you piss him off, sorry to say, but he'll start doing like freaking level 1 inspection, you know, finds your brakes out of adjustment or some stupid hose somewhere, you know. So basically, yeah, the moral of the story is always be nice to law enforcement personnel, because they have the power to punish you. So don't make them feel bad about themselves. But yeah, I'm just saying that this guy, I'm not saying anything bad, I'm just saying that I never had this, I never was asked this question before in my life, you know, like why I have only 1 permit. It was kind of funny, so it took me like probably all my will of power not to, you know, not to make fun of him, you know, because it was what the hell? All right, I did want to go this way because it's very tight over here, but I hate this. I hate these roundabouts, you know. There was a perfectly nice light in here, and then it took him only like maybe a year to change it. But I hate this. It's like really, like, this is not Europe, okay? I know you guys in Britain over there, you're used to this stuff and you have like 10 lanes going like this, but this is not Europe, okay? We don't do this shit here. Yeah, I'm sorry. All right? I'm sorry, buddy, but I can sit only so long, you know? So this is 401. That's east towards Toronto. This is west towards Windsor and London. It's funny, like when I go in my car, you hardly feel that, but in a truck, especially loaded, unless you know, slow down to like 1 mile per hour, the whole truck shakes. So anyway, as I mentioned in the previous video, right, makes me feel important. So today I feel important. I have a big load. My gross is about 125,000 pounds. So that's a lot of responsibility. And I'm 11.3 wide. Legal height. Okay, now I just need to pass this tricky stretch over here because it's construction zone, and I cannot be in the right lane. And that's why actually my plan was to, I don't know, I just forgot. I started talking. I wanted to go to the town line road entrance because then I would have more time to change lanes. You have got to see these people, they don't understand. Well, I don't care. I'm just gonna stop, okay? But I'm not gonna proceed in this lane in construction. So if you don't let me in, I will stop. And then you'll all be screwed, okay? If I stop, all the traffic will stop. You guys don't understand that, but I do, right? So that's my negotiation tool. Yeah, sometimes I just really get, I don't know, I guess I didn't have too much to eat today, you know. I get a short fuse when I'm hungry. So bear with me, okay? Just dip into your popcorn, we're good. You see? See this? Very narrow, hardly any shoulder, and it goes like this. That's what I don't like. And plus, that lane is always jammed because that's where people go to Highway 8, and it's always stop and go, stop and go. So if you're not careful, you can kill somebody over there. So don't get me started on how people treat each other on the road. It's like, you know, sometimes it's amazing. You know, sometimes I go inside a gas station, right? And where the trucks at the truck stop, right? So you have normal people, four-wheelers, and then you have truckers, right? And sometimes I just look at these people that drive cars and pickup trucks, and they all seem so nice, you know, like when they're out of their vehicle, they're all smiling and, hey, how are you doing, you know? But once they get behind the wheel, something changes. They hate your guts. You know, as a trucker, they will never let you in. They cut you off, you know? It's kind of like we have a war here, but to keep up the appearances, you know, we pretend we like each other. Once we leave our respect our vehicles, you know, we're good buddies. Yeah, you see, this guy has to brake. Why? Because this lane goes like this. So why are you driving in the curb lane over here, Mr. Herb? What is your first day on the job? If your goal is to go west on 401, you cannot be in that lane unless you're suicidal. All right, I made it. Now he's another smart cookie, right? So it took him probably an hour to pass this stretch because he didn't change lanes. Mr. Freightliner. And so that's what happens, you know, like, I guess maybe my difference is because I have an oversized load, and I have to look ahead. I have to think ahead what's gonna happen. So I knew about that construction site, right? It never ends, so I know which lane I have to be, so I do it before, not after. And that's the thing. With a big and oversized load, you gotta be smart, you know? You gotta think ahead, keep your wits about you, don't let anybody bully you, and most importantly, you gotta think about yourself first. I'm not kidding you. If I think about myself first, then everybody is safe. And some lucky people are driving up on the bridge. Captain Sergei is once again stuck. It was interesting. I should have filmed something. It was interesting trying to get to the border, because I remember that, you know, with the annual permit, that's what happens. You got to be careful when you have an annual permit for your state or jurisdiction. You have to keep on top of the construction, right? And I know this Highway 402, there's like 3 spots in there where they have barriers and only one lane is open, and it's very narrow. And I called a friend of mine. I said, do you remember how wide that thing is over there? And he says, I think it's about 11 feet. And I'm like 11.3, right? So that's not gonna work. And so we talked, and he suggested a route, and so I had to go around, make a big detour, and then around London, like from Woodstock to London, Ontario, and then I jumped on 402 already after construction, and now they have new construction, probably like 5 miles before the border, but at least it's not concrete barriers, it's just those you know, plastic cones, right? And then I checked my load. So this is Sarnia, right? So on the other side, so that's Blue Water Bridge, and time now is 3:30. I have less than 2 hours to sundown, and I did my part. I did, you know, my Border Connect thing. Yeah, says e-manifest accepted, waiting for the customs broker. And when I was back in Cambridge, I emailed everything to the DHL, who's handling this shipment. That was 4 hours ago, and I wanted to call them to see if they received it, but it's all, you know, automatic. And I see I got an email saying received and printed, right? And I sent them everything I could think of, because sometimes they need the weight of the machine, and sometimes, like last time, there was a holdup. The guy says, so why is it not cleared yet? Oh, what's the country of origin? So why didn't you call me? You know, so now I wrote it down. Country of origin, USA. And so I'm checking the status on Border Connect, like looking for those magic green bars, meaning that everything is cool, I can go across the border. And I still see the same three, what color are they? Blue bars. Blue, that's not good. And it says, entry not on file by customs broker. So basically, customs broker didn't do their part, right? And so I called the customs broker. I said, are you guys, is it like all big vacation over there, or is actually somebody, or somebody is working? And the girl says, excuse me? I said, do you guys having a big vacation in the office, or is there actually people that do something today? Or is it all like, and she started, you know, kind of like I could hear her smiling in the phone. But I said, yeah, I sent you everything 4 hours ago. Nobody calls me. I have a confirmation. What's going on? Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, we're waiting for John Deere, because it's a John Deere shipment, right? So the machine is a John Deere 844K. And they're waiting for some kind of a declaration about the engine. And I said, did you look at my, you know, at my documents I sent you? There was a bunch of paperwork there, something to do with environmental, you know, some declaration was there about the engine. And she says, hold on, let me find your email. I said, yeah, I was sent 10:30 a.m. 4 hours ago. And she looks at it and she says, no, we still need one more piece of paper. You know, so for some reason I did not get this. So basically the shipper did not supply, or whoever no, I think I got this from my freight broker. So somehow one piece of paper got lost in the bureaucratic race, you know, towards the delivery of this machine. So, you know, bureaucrats 1, Captain Sergei 0. So bureaucrats are in the leading position today. And so this girl, I said, guys, you know, I hope you realize that, you know it's a John Deere. If you can see on the paperwork, it says 844K. It's a really big machine. Yeah, it's funny. And my phone just rang. And this lady says, hi, I'm Kelly. I said, hey, are you the lady who was working on my shipment? Because like that other girl said that somebody else was dealing with, you know, the headquarters of John Deere, trying to get this document. And she actually, the previous girl was kind enough. She says the processor, I guess the lady that does the actual paperwork, she asked for your phone number, so she will call you as soon as the shipment is cleared. And so that was her calling. And because I was recording, I see the icon like on the bottom of my phone, like I see someone is calling me, but there's no sound, you know. So I had to stop recording, click the phone icon, and I talked to her, and she says, yeah, you can go. But I said, no way, I'm not going. Why? Because I have to wait till my, oh, wait a second, I shut off internet. That's why. So I see, like, why is my website not updating? Because she says the entry is on file, so my website should give me green bars, but usually there's a delay. And actually that's when accidents happen. You know, it happened to me before when the broker says, yeah, I got your entry number, and then you go to customs and they say basically, who are you, you know? Nothing on file. So I find that this border connect thing is really accurate, so I never leave the truck stop or the parking, in this case duty free, unless I see all green bars, you know, because I see the status. What I see is actually what the customs, US Customs, can see on their computer. You know, it's like magic. You know, now thanks to this free software, because I have less than 40 shipments a month, I'm much better equipped for border crossing, you know, than when I was an owner operator with a previous company. Constant problems, lots of mistakes. Broker fell asleep, forgot to put a comma somewhere in there, wrong number, you know, serial number 1 instead of 0 in the end. Don't get me started. Anyway, so it looks like now this is the end of the video. Sorry about this little addition, but yeah, one more thing actually happened. I had to break into the I had to find a way to get inside the cab because the guy locked the door, and I only have 2 cat keys. I don't have the John Deere key. And the door is locked. And then I look on the right, there's a bungee cord, and it's an old machine, and the window that's supposed to be locking, it does not lock. There's just a bungee cord. So I was walking around and people are looking at me like, why is this guy over there, like at 5 meters or 10 feet height? What is he doing walking around? And then I was able to pull off that bungee cord, reach inside, and I opened the side window, climbed inside. Took me 5 minutes to realize there's no key. There's all pictures like on the right there. It says, yeah, push this button to start. And then I went and I took off the cover from the exhaust, because of course then it wouldn't start. And I took the chain off the bucket, started, and basically I had to raise it because the timbers moved under the bucket, so I had to reposition them. So I played for a bit with the bucket up down, and I had to get out of the cab, and probably like, I don't know, 10 times back to the ground, because it's to check the position, and you have to, like, you lift, you put it down and it tilts, but not enough. So then you have to check, you have to do like this, or maybe raise it, or do like this. But I got it. Forget about it, don't worry about it, as Italians say. So now everything's cool. Put the chain back on, shut the window, shut the door, and all I need to do is now just stop recording so I can switch on my internet, check the website, see the magic green bars, and off I go into the distance. Perfect.